Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Tanya Love Show. Apologize that we're a few minutes late getting started. We had some technical difficulties, and everything's flowing well now. Really quickly, since you're all joining, if there's anyone new, I'm going to give you the phone number in case anyone would like to call in for a live intuitive reading. And I have a few decks of cards here, Divine Guidance, some past life cards, and my Indigo Angel deck. So anybody wants to call and get a live reading, first caller will get that. And the number is 919-518-9773. Also, if you're on and you want to go into the live chat, just type in your name or nickname and you can join our live chat. And I love to hear questions or comments from you just so that we have this as an interactive soul conversation. So take a minute to do that and we'll get going from there. So let's see, last week we were discussing spiritual alchemy, and I was kind of relating it in a very personal way of some things that had happened in my life that weren't maybe the most fun things that we could have, or as I would say, not awesome, not amazing. But sometimes life has a way of bringing lessons to us and bringing wisdom as a gift, even in things that seem kind of dark and painful, if we're open to seeing that, if we're open to discovering the gift. And so one thing I'm going to read, that's a quick little nugget that I shared on Facebook today. It says, when the dream realizes it's being watched, it changes. And so today the topic is, again, lesson number 2 of spiritual alchemy. And when we're talking about when the dream realizes it's being watched, it changes, is connecting to consciousness. And so basically today we're going to talk about consciousness and how unconscious and consciousness need to work together to create this shift that I feel I am a part of the whole. And so if I am going through things that are bringing me this awareness, then that means you are all going through these things in your own way. And so we're all one and we're all really moving through this together. And last week I had discussed how some not so amazing things happened in my movie where there was lashing out and attack and a lot of fear from a person in my life. And I was kind of caught in the center of that energy. Some of us maybe can relate. There's times you're just kind of moving along in life and, you know, someone sideswipes you with their car, or someone just lashes out and attacks you and gets angry. You're on the road and someone gives you the middle finger and screams, you know, calls you names because you didn't move fast enough. So we can all kind of relate to that feeling where sometimes something shows up in our movie that we didn't expect. And maybe it unsettles us, creates a little, you know, that unsettled feeling inside. And it's, you know, these are moments where we have to be really mindful that we're not taking it personally, and that we're being very present with our life because there is a gift here. And that's what we're going to tune into even deeper today. So in my life, as this happened, I really was processing last week on the show, explaining how when we go into unconscious behavior, we kind of create this game called us against them. So whoever the us is, it's against something out there. So if I'm like a Mormon and I'm against Catholics, or if I'm a Republican and I'm against Democrats, if I'm, you know, a white woman, I'm against a different race of beings, if I'm a woman and I'm against men or other women, it doesn't really matter how we play that game, but that game in essence creates suffering. And so anytime something happens to us and we turn it into an us against them, we kind of villainize the other. And we make them, like, demonize them. They're a demon, they're bad, they're dark, and I'm good. And this creates a lot of suffering. And it really, where I've gone from, in my own personal journey, from a very intellectual understanding of oneness, because when we speak of oneness, most of you watching at least have the enough awareness to understand, okay, when Tanya's talking about oneness, yeah, we get that. We're all connected. We're all one. We get that intellectually. But how many of us are still moving through our movie in our day and we see like the homeless person and we kind of think that they're annoying us or that they're less than us? How many of us move through our day and we have somebody, go by blaring their music and we have a judgment about them and the kind of person they are? How many of us, see a woman walk by and if she's not dressed the way they think, they insult her and tear her apart in their minds or out loud? And so when we talk about oneness, we get this intellectually, but if we're resisting and we're competing and comparing and having resistance with anyone around us, then at a level, there's not really truly the embodiment of oneness happening in us yet. And that's where I feel that I'm excited to show you and be a way shower of that, because I've stepped into that in a deeper way than ever in my life. I've always understood this concept of oneness, but because of some recent events that could appear dark and like really not appropriate, and there could be lots of justification for judgment and anger, instead I really processed, how is this being coming into my movie mirroring something to me? What is this in my life? Like, why is this in my life? What is this representing? And so as we start to ask these questions, we can really see that anything that shows up is a reflection of something inside. So whether it's something that we've gone through, so let's say abuse shows up in your movie and you see people fighting and they're screaming and you're just like, how inappropriate, and you're judging it. At some level, have you ever lost your temper? Have you ever lost your balance? Forgot people were around and just lost it and started screaming? Have you ever had someone do that to you? Have you ever felt attacked? Like, did someone ever scream out, lash out at you? So as we get to this place of presence, like the thing I just read you, when the dream realizes it's being watched, it changes. So as we're watching our movie so intimately and so closely to see what out there is a reflection of me that maybe I don't like. So if there's something comes along, there's certain aspects of me I like and approve of. So those would be the people that are our friends. They behave in the ways we think they should. They do what we think they should. And so we approve of them. Those are our people. But then the other people, they're not our people, and they should just be extincted off the planet. Who needs them? And there's this, we have this. I observe this so much in people, whether they speak it or they just kind of show it through their actions. But if we could really come to this place of understanding that whatever is outside of you is a mirror of something within, then everything that comes up, everything that shows up in your movie, the recipe that I have discovered that's really been helpful is I acknowledge this is a part of self. And so I right away love that part of myself. If it's someone screaming at me, initially in the moment, yes, there was a get away from the screaming, but then let's process that. I love that part of myself, that part that has been lashed out at, or the part of myself that maybe lost my temper at some point in my life and screamed at another. And so instead of resisting and judging, which just creates this suppression and it goes back into unconscious, and then what I'm noticing is the more we do that, it comes louder and louder until we're going to acknowledge it and we're going to face it. And this, in a sense, is that aspect of inner child, which we could call inner child could represent unconsciousness. And then the mother or the creator, the love, we're just going to go with mother today. The mother represents consciousness. So when those two energies are working together and there's harmony and there's love there and there's compassion and communication, there's this sense of friendship. Like I, Tanya, the witnessing consciousness mother, love unconscious Tanya, the child. So the inner child aspect no longer becomes my enemy or something I have to deny or I have to, push away and ignore, but I really want to start to tune into her and listen to her. What is it that I can do that will help you feel more loved? How can I help you feel more safe? How can I help you to release and clear all this old energy that you've gone through in past lives? Like, it could be this life and past lives. Unconscious energy, unconscious memory, it stays with us until we bring it into the light so that it can change. Spiritual alchemy, in essence, is we take the unseen, what we're not seeing, what we don't want to deal with, the parts that we try to pretend aren't there, and instead of continuing that, we have the courage to put them in the light, and we look at them and we start to honor what we need to honor in that. So when we see this as an inner child aspect of ourselves, if we can listen right now as I'm speaking, I'll just do this for a few moments. We'll just, everyone, close your eyes, whoever's tuning in, and just connect with your breath. Just take a few inner breaths and exhale, releasing any tension from your body. And just take a moment to acknowledge your inner child. And it can be whatever vision comes up, it doesn't matter what age, however it shows up for you. You're tuning into that inner child aspect of yourself. And just let that child know that you're present and that you're listening. I'm here for you. I love you. And I would love to hear what you need me to hear. I would love to help you to clear and release anything you're ready to clear. How can I love you more? How can I serve you? And tune into that child. And then visualize yourself reaching out and giving that child a hug. You could hold them gently, maybe just touch them. You'll know intuitively what to do. And you feel a sense of connection with that child, that part of yourself. And just right when you connect with the child, acknowledge that maybe it's been a while, or maybe you haven't done this ever. Maybe this is the first time you've even addressed the fact that you have this inner child and that you're honoring that part of yourself. And just say, I am so sorry. Please forgive me for neglecting you. Please forgive me for not listening to you, for not caring for you. And how can I help you heal now? And just tune into that inner child aspect of yourself and listen. Just be present. Just this inner listening can create an amazing and powerful shift inside of you where inner child feels acknowledged. The unconscious memories now feel that they're being put into the light and you're not afraid to see what needs to be seen. And you don't necessarily need to remember everything the child's gone through, but you're just honoring the fact that you haven't tuned in and that you would like to tune in now. And then you come to this place where energetically, you want to thank the child. You thank inner child, I thank you so much for everything that you have done for me. I thank you for all that you've helped me to understand about myself. And I thank you for helping me and assisting me in clearing any pain that is in our life right now. And take a moment and just close your eyes and feel your body. First of all, scan through your body and notice if you feel any pain in your body. Maybe there's pain in your low back. Maybe you have pain and tension in your neck and shoulders. And you don't necessarily need to remember where all that cellular memory came from, but that pain is actually old memories showing up in your body. And so as you tune into it, thank the child for assisting you in clearing and releasing this old cellular memory, the old memories of shame, of pain, of guilt, of fear, trauma, neglect, abandonment, betrayal, whatever those energies are, thank the child for assisting you in clearing that from the body. And take a few breaths, kind of feel that energy, feel the movement of energy, be one with the fact that you are powerful and that you, as the witnessing consciousness and the unconscious child aspect of yourself together, working together, are a powerful duo. You truly are the most powerful creation, the most powerful creators in your universe, because everything that is being experienced is coming from within self. So take a moment and just do a few deep breaths to encourage release and relaxation. So breathing in for a count of 7 breaths, filling up with the breath, and then holding for 7. And then exhaling for 7 breaths, releasing any pain, tension with our intention, and hold the breath for 7. And we'll do that a couple more times, breathing in, nice full breaths, breathing into source energy, filling ourselves up with love, with light, with wholeness, appreciation, holding the breath, and then releasing with the intention of releasing, letting go of the old cellular memory that's creating such and such a pain, this experience externally of pain, this experience of